Hi guys, shaking hand again. Bronte's been at my nails. This is what I mean by rainbows. And she does a brilliant job too. Look at that. But I've got rainbows now until they wear off. Hey guys, I thought last week I was thinking I should talk about, why I'm so positive, or am I really? And yesterday I received a letter from a fellow shaky friend in Adam from Arizona, and I'd like to read you his letter, and then I'll explain what I mean by am I really positive. He wrote, "Good morning. I've been wanting to message you for a while, but I'm finally just going to do it. So I was diagnosed at 7, I'm 31 now. Been a wild road since then. So watching your video gives me so much, I don't know what to call it, strength, willpower, the attitude to say F it and deal with it. But I'm just wondering how you do it. My head shakes pretty bad and my body follows, mostly hands. So how do you overcome that anxiety wall to let it shine? How do you react to people reacting to you? Sorry for the long message. I've just let a lot of years go by with doing nothing because I can't hop that barrier of fear. Thank you for doing what you do. It's run my life and I'm just trying to find that support and to see how everyone gets through life and enjoy it at that. Have a great day." And I replied to him saying, it's funny how you mention this today because I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. What you see on this is me. It is Nicole. I am this way, but only around my friends and family. I'm not like this out in public. In public, I'm a shaking, nervous, rude person that doesn't want to look you in the eye in case you want to start a conversation. And that's how a lot of people have seen me over the years. If you see me and I'm at a party and there's alcohol, after a few and the shakes settle down, then I can go and socialise and start talking to people. But if we're at like a presentation or something, I will not come to you to talk to you. I will wave from you across the room, and if you start to walk towards me, I'll get into a conversation with someone next to me that knows who I am, and so that you don't come over and talk to me. Since doing these videos, though, it is giving me the confidence now to walk around town with my head up a bit. Last week, I was walking out. I just got 2 coffees from the local coffee shop, and in there, he knows me and he's wonderful. He carries them out to me and makes sure I've got them secure in my hand before I walk out with them. And he'd given them to me in a tray, and I don't normally take trays. I normally have to have them both hard in my hands, the takeaway cups. But his trays are really solid and good, so I had them against my body and sort of tilted a bit so that the lids didn't fly off. And I was walking out the shopping centre and I heard someone yell out, "Nicole," and I turned around, and it was an old... I grew up in a different town and I moved to this area when I was about 12, and in the first town we called it the Phillip Streeters. There was a whole group of kids that we all grew up together, and Donna was one of them. And it was Donna that had called out to me. Now, I haven't seen her for 38 years. I know she's watching the videos now, and thank you, Donna. I love you. I know Auntie Lorraine's watching them too. Thank you. And we recognised each other. 38 years, we should have walked past each other down the street and not even recognised each other, but through Facebook and photos, you now get to recognise people. And it was a great hello. I still had these 2 coffees in my hand. I was shaking away. And I said, hang on a minute, Donna, I've got to put these in the car before I drop them and spill them everywhere, because she knows I could say that to her. So she walked me over to the car. I shakily opened the car and I put them in there, and not a problem. And she said, do you want a coffee, or do you need to go? And I said, no, let's have a coffee. And I explained to her that I would never have done this before. Before these videos, I would never... If someone had called out Nicole, I quickly run to the car because I didn't want to turn around. I didn't want to see who it was. Someone was going to want a conversation, and I couldn't do that. But since these videos, now I am. And it was great to catch up with Donna. We've got to do it again soon. And now we can, and I feel okay with her. And now this is what these videos are doing for me. They're starting to give me the confidence. It's a hard habit to break. You know, I was so proud of myself, and I was ready to talk about this today, about seeing Donna last week. And this morning I went down to the supermarket. I was shaking pretty bad. I saw someone I knew and I went into a different aisle again because I didn't want to talk to anyone at that time. And it's a hard habit to break. I want to be this person that you see, except for this crying person. Oh, I've cried too many times. I said to my daughter, oh, I've got to stop all these crying. And I said, but at least I'm not an ugly crier. But it is a hard way of life. And if you can, you know, with your family and friends, to those ETs that, especially newbies that are starting off, you don't want to tell them. But to family and friends, they're the one, they see it. Until you break that ice, it's the elephant in the room. They don't want to mention it to you because they don't want to embarrass you. If you can, one day if you're in the lounge room, you go to pick up a cup, you start to spill it, everyone looks at you, the elephant in the room, laugh. They'll all give a sigh of relief and have a giggle with you. And that will break the ice, and then you'll be able to be yourself around them, because to the newbies, I bet you weren't this person that you are now with the shakes that you were not long ago before you had them. Be that person again. Put it out there. This is what this needs to do. These videos need to go to every single household in the world to let everyone know that we're ATers. We shake. We can't help it. But please don't judge us. You know, it's a hard way of life, and it's an embarrassing way of life. People say that, you know, surely people don't judge you like that. But like I've said before, watching me on some of these videos, if I saw that person down the street, I'd be staring at her too, thinking, God, what's she on? And that's just a natural reaction. But if everyone can find out about it, then we won't need to be embarrassed anymore. And my motto now is, and I got reminded by a lovely doctor in America last week that, you know, we should be thinking about what we can do for our tremors. But at the moment, until we find that cure, this is what we can do for our tremors. My motto is, if we can't change our shakes, we can't stop them. This is who we are. But if we can change everyone else's perceptions of our shakes, we'll be able to walk out those doors and not have to worry about it, because now I'm starting to not worry about it. This morning I forgot I was Shaky Nan. Shaky Nan is giving me the strength to do this, and I've got to remind myself a lot still, hey, you're Shaky Nan, snap into it. You can do this. Remember, it's out there now. You're not hiding anymore. And a lot of times now I can walk out this door and I think to myself, like, days later, gee, I haven't even thought about I'm shaking as I'm walking out the door, because I'm okay, but I've got to keep Shaky Nan in my head at the moment. So please, guys, share this out. Let's get this to every household.